Mates are going to be, future therapists and psychologists.
And what not to say, or how to act.
Right. And we read a lot of articles, about maybe, the statistics and things, but I don't think we really get the best idea of,
Well, most of the time, if you listen
approach.
to me and other ones, we don't really want to talk about it. We just go on with life.
Right.
You don't want to go, oh, sad, oh, isn't that terrible, oh, that's a tragedy. You just take what you have and run with it. Go with what you have and be thankful that you've got what was dished out to you, or what they say, what God gave you, So like a child, whatever the IQ is, you make the best of it,
Right, okay. So maybe the psychologist should realize that, we're all a lot more independent than they might think we are.
Yeah, just take it as it goes. I mean, just talk about everything else. A lot of times, I know my mother's family, a lot of tragedies happen, and they just totally ignore it. And they just, like, you could go to a funeral. They're not even talking about the guy that just died. They're talking about this and that. And a lot of times, if they have family feuds, it takes a good funeral or a wedding for them to forget all about what the problem was that they were mad at so-and-so, But I guess a lot of families same way. But no, they don't want to ponder on it.
So any other advice for those going into psychology or therapy?
Well, it depends if it's a child. Maybe approach it like with a game or something. And as you're playing a game, well, then you could chit-chat with them. Right? And an older person, well, look at, my mother's now in a place called Honey Hill up in Norwalk on the Wilton line, a convalescent home. And a lot of those people can tell you exactly what they did 50, 60, 70 years ago, right to the minutest detail. But you ask them, did you have lunch yet? They won't remember.
Right.
Or did so-and-so come to visit you this morning? But they're full of good stories and things and happenings, and they're happy with their little bingo games and other things that they do. So you just go in there and just be cheery. They really just want somebody there.
I think that's definitely
It's important for them to have the bragging rights. Well, I had so-and-so visit me.
Right.
Or their activities, right?
Right.
And they have a lot of conflict in there. One is mad at the other over the silliest things. Like, she walked by and she didn't say hi to me. Or she had a different lunch than I had. And it's a silly, simple little, well, their life was so full, and now they've gone down to being dependent on somebody to do for them. And it's embarrassing, and they'd rather not,
Right. Okay, well, I think we are good. I think we've gone through all the questions.
I think if you meet someone like me, look, we didn't talk all about my whole sorrowful state of affairs. You just go with the flow, so to speak. So I think if you just start with introducing yourself to a patient, and then just start out talking about anything, even world affairs, and then you work around where, how are you doing with this, or you had a bad storm, whatever. Just keep, it's just like a person on the radio. As soon as that light goes on, they just have to keep talking.
Right. All right. Well, thank you, Emily.